Did you know there are jobs that you might not even know existed? In this world of 7 billion people, a wide spectrum of vocations and professions exist, some of which you might find hard to believe. Today we're going to dive into this fascinating realm of unusual jobs. Jobs that are not only out of the ordinary but also legitimate and provide a source of income for those who perform them. Firstly, let's take a step back and consider what we mean by unusual jobs. These are not your typical 9-to-5 office roles or the traditional professions we often hear about. Instead, they are unique occupations that don't fit into the usual job categories. They are roles that often make us pause and think, wait, that's a job? Now you might be wondering, why would anyone choose such a profession? The reasons are as varied as the jobs themselves. For some, it's about following a passion or interest that doesn't fit into the conventional job market. For others, it's about finding a niche where they can provide a unique service. And for a few, it's about finding a job that provides them with the flexibility or freedom they crave. In this video, we're going to explore 5 such unusual jobs. We're going to meet people who move icebergs for a living, those who get paid to sleep, divers who retrieve golf balls from the depths of water hazards, individuals who mourn professionally at funerals, and others who are carving out their own unique path in the world of work. Each of these roles presents its own set of challenges and rewards, and each offers a fascinating glimpse into the diverse ways in which people make a living, whether it's through skill, necessity, or simply a desire to do something different. These unusual jobs remind us that when it comes to earning a living, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So, buckle up and open your mind as we journey into the world of the unconventional and the extraordinary. Prepare to be amazed by these 5 unusual jobs you didn't know existed. Imagine a job that involves moving massive icebergs. Yes, you heard that right. Iceberg Mover is a real job. In the grand theater of the world's most unusual jobs, the role of an iceberg mover surely stands out. This is not a role for the faint-hearted. It's a high-stakes, high-risk job that comes with a hefty dose of adrenaline. Iceberg movers, also known as iceberg cowboys, work for shipping companies or oil operations. Their primary task? To ensure that colossal icebergs don't collide with their operations. Picture this, a gigantic iceberg, larger than a skyscraper, drifting towards an oil rig or a shipping lane. It's an iceberg mover's responsibility to stop that from happening. The job requires a lot of skill and an in-depth knowledge about the ocean and ice. It's a delicate balancing act as they must navigate the unpredictable nature of the sea and the iceberg itself. And it's not just about brute force either. In fact, it's more of a strategic game, a chess match with Mother Nature, if you will. These professionals use tugboats and cables to redirect icebergs, but the process is far from simple. Icebergs can weigh millions of tons, and moving them even a few feet can take hours, sometimes even days. To complicate matters, the majority of an iceberg is submerged underwater, which can lead to unexpected obstacles and challenges. It's a job that demands courage, patience, and a deep respect for the power of the natural world. But despite the risks and challenges, there is a certain thrill to it. Imagine standing at the helm of a small boat, staring down a towering iceberg, and having the skills and knowledge to say, "Not today, iceberg, not today." And let's not forget the breathtaking views, the icy landscapes, the vast open oceans, the northern lights. It's a unique office environment, to say the least. So, if you have a passion for ice and the high seas, this might be the perfect job for you. And who knows? You might just find yourself in a thrilling face-off with nature, steering clear of gigantic icebergs and making the world a safer place. Are you a fan of napping? What if you could get paid to sleep? It might seem like a far-fetched idea, but believe it or not, there are people out there who have turned sleeping into their full-time job. They're known as professional sleepers, and their work is more important than you might initially think. Professional sleepers are employed by sleep research centers, where they play a critical role in helping scientists understand the enigmatic world of slumber. These centers are dedicated to studying how different factors can affect our sleep, from the environments we snooze in to the times we hit the hay, and even the conditions under which we attempt to catch some Z's. As a professional sleeper, you might be asked to sleep in a specially designed lab one night, then switch to a bustling city apartment the next, all in the name of science. You could be required to sleep during the day, or perhaps under bright lights at night. Essentially, your job is to sleep in a variety of scenarios, providing valuable data for researchers to analyze. You see, Sleep isn't just a time for rest and relaxation, it's a complex biological process that impacts every aspect of our health. The information gleaned from the work of professional sleepers helps researchers unlock the mysteries of conditions like insomnia, sleep apnea, and even neurological disorders such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. But before you start dreaming of this snoozy career, bear in mind that it's not all about lying in bed all day. Professional sleepers need to maintain a strict sleep schedule, avoid caffeine, alcohol, and certain foods that may affect sleep patterns. They also need to be comfortable with being monitored while they sleep, as researchers will often use equipment to track brain waves, heart rate, and other vital signs. In a world where many of us struggle to get a good night's sleep, the role of the professional sleeper is more vital than ever. They help pave the way for better understanding of sleep and its effects on our overall well-being. Getting paid to sleep? Quite a dream job, isn't it? Ever wondered where all those lost golf balls go? Well, someone has to retrieve them. It's not the wind or some magic force, but the tireless efforts of golf ball divers. These are the unsung heroes of the golfing world, the brave souls who plunge into the depths of golf course water hazards, often murky and littered with all sorts of surprises, to retrieve those wayward golf balls. So, what exactly does a golf ball diver do? As the name suggests, these individuals don their diving gear, brave the elements, and dive into the water bodies found on golf courses. Their mission? To retrieve as many lost golf balls as they can. It might sound simple, but it's no easy feat. The water is often murky, visibility is poor, and there could be anything from snakes to snapping turtles lurking in the depths. A single dive can often yield thousands of golf balls. Imagine that. Thousands of small white spheres hidden beneath the water's surface, each one a testament to a golfer's failed swing or miscalculated hit. And while the job may not be for the faint of heart, it's certainly rewarding. Not only do these divers provide a valuable service to the golfing community, but they also contribute to environmental conservation by reducing waste and pollution. Golf ball divers are the silent custodians of golf courses. They work behind the scenes, often unnoticed, but their role is critical. Every golf ball they retrieve is one less item polluting our water bodies, one less piece of waste harming our wildlife. Every dive is a step towards a cleaner, greener golf course. So if you love the thrill of the dive, have a knack for finding lost objects, and don't mind getting a little wet and dirty, this might just be the job for you. It's not your typical 9 to 5, but it's certainly an adventure. And who knows, you might even find a prized golf ball or two along the way. So if you don't mind getting a little wet and dirty, golf ball diver might just be your calling. Grief is a complex emotion, and sometimes people hire professionals to help them mourn. This may sound unusual, but the role of a professional mourner is a time-honored tradition in several cultures around the globe. Their primary task? To attend funerals and grieve for the deceased. Yes, you heard it right. They are paid to weep, wail, and express sorrow. This job is not about mere performance, it's about setting a tone of mourning and helping others feel more at ease with expressing their own sorrow. It's about creating a space where grief can be openly shared and acknowledged. A space where it's okay to let your guard down and let your tears flow freely. In many ways, the professional mourner serves as an emotional catalyst, triggering the outpouring of grief that may be held back due to societal pressures or personal inhibitions. They show that it's perfectly normal and healthy to grieve, to feel the loss deeply, and to express it publicly. This job requires a high degree of empathy and emotional resilience. It's not for everyone, but for those who can tap into their feelings readily and can manage to shoulder the weight of others' grief, it can be a deeply fulfilling career. So next time you hear about unusual jobs, remember the professional mourners. They are the ones who turn sorrow into a shared experience, making the unbearable a little more bearable. For those who have a knack for empathy, being a professional mourner could be a heartfelt career. From moving icebergs to diving for golf balls, these unusual jobs certainly break the mold. Whether it's navigating icy waters, catching Z's for science, retrieving lost golf balls, or lending an empathetic ear at funerals, these roles remind us that there's no one-size-fits-all in the world of work. They each offer a unique way for individuals with specific skills or interests to earn a living. So, next time you think of jobs, remember, there's more out there than meets the eye. Always be open to the unusual, and you might just find your perfect fit.